Hi everyone, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know I've ghosted you guys in a long while, and that was because I had a funeral service of my mom. Like I posted in my last video, I think two last video before this one, I told you guys that I might be away for a while because there was just a lot of things going on with the funeral planning, with me traveling back to Nigeria and all of that stuff. There was just a lot of things going on behind the scene, and I'm glad to be back again so I can take you all up to speed of what has been happening in my life. If today is your first time coming across my channel, my name is Ndueso and I'm a registered nurse currently living and practicing in the Republic of Ireland. Usually in my videos, I talk about migration for nurses, I talk about study pathways, I give options to other nurses who wants to move to other countries, and the updates on things I know a little about immigration. And for context, please, I am not an immigration specialist. I am not a financial advisor. I am not a anything regarding immigration or migration. I'm just someone who is very passionate enough to share my life experiences and bring about things that I know into the public space, things that some people are either shy or just do not want to talk to people about. On this special occasion, I had already packed my bags and moved up to the Dublin airport, as you can see in this video. On arrival to Dublin airport, we quickly ran to get my trolleys. I was accompanied by my husband because I traveled before him. Reason was because I had a longer period to stay in Nigeria than him. He just started a job and we didn't want to ask for too many favors, so we just asked for a few days for him to be able to attend the funeral and then get back to work here in Ireland. So he accompanied me, we booked a taxi, arrived at the airport, and then we proceeded to get a trolley to move my things. You know, one thing I am still fascinated about is the fact that trolleys here are free, whereas back home, before you take any trolley from the airport, you have to pay. Even while I was arriving in Nigeria, I had to even leave. I rolled my bag by myself because it was just two bags and they were rolling bags. So I told them I don't want a trolley because you still have to pay even when you're arriving the country. So yeah, we loaded my bags onto the trolleys and my husband rolled them into the hall. My flight was scheduled to, I think, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but yeah, I arrived very early. To be honest, I arrived very early. And did you see this inscription on my shirt? Yeah, it says God got you, and that's because God got me. Yeah, so when we arrived at the airport, I was just telling my husband, because this will be like our first time traveling out from Dublin to our home country. So I was telling him, okay, this is your terminal, because he was traveling with another airline, which is Egypt, while I was traveling with Qatar Airways. From when I came into the country, I just fell in love with Qatar Airways. So yeah, I went ahead and booked my flight with them. Another reason was because traveling with Qatar Airways makes it a little bit more easier on me because they have their terminal in Port Harcourt International Airport, so I do not have to stress myself to book another flight. When I arrive at Port Harcourt, I just get a taxi that will take me home, and that's a lot more easier in my opinion anyway. So yeah, back to the story. So when we arrived at the airport, you could see the airport was really busy, which is always the case, and I just proceeded to make sure that I locate where my check-in desk is going to be. Immediately we located where my check-in gate was going to be, then we just moved to go and have a lunch, more like breakfast, because we left home from like 10 o'clock. So we just moved with my husband, we located the place, and then we moved up to where I think there was Burger King. Yeah, So we got some soda, we got chips, and then we'll just stay here, drink, have some discussions. I'm telling you, this trip was a very mixed feeling. Obviously, I was excited to see some people back home, but I was also scared. I was skeptical. I didn't know how I was going to react when I get home, because the last time I was home, I was with my mother. This was the last picture we took when I was making videos to relocate to Ireland. It's just unfortunate I couldn't see her again on my first ever touchdown to Nigeria. So yeah, I didn't know how I was going to react. I was skeptical. I was trying to be happy. I was trying to be excited, but within me, I knew I wasn't happy at all. But I just have to roll with the day. As a matter of fact, when we finished all check-ins and it was now time for me to cross that security check, I turned back and I just hugged my husband. I was there with him for nearly 5 minutes. I didn't want to go back again. I just told him I wish I can just put up one call and tell them I do not want to go home. I do not want this funeral to happen. Let's just push it again till maybe next year or thereabout. But he said, you've already made all these plans. Things have already been put in place. The thing is already moving. You just have to go home. So yeah, after my lunch here, checked my time and it was about 2 o'clock. Then I noticed they had started checked in at this place. What I was doing here was I felt pressed. I just said no, I needed to ease myself. So I just rushed down, located where the toilet was to go loosen up and then have a go, and then I went back. Oh my god, now that I'm even talking about it is something else, but that's it. That's life, right? We just have to do what we have to do. At the end of the day, one thing is very certain, that the most important thing is that you are alive to bury your parents instead of it being the other way around. Because one thing I kept thinking while I was on this flight was, what if I had died in 2020 when I was dead? Because I was actually dead. I literally resurrected or came back to life. I don't know which one is more correct in my instance in 2020. I'm sitting down here and just editing this video. Well, I'm happy that everything went well. So the whole essence of this video is to bring you back up to speed about what is happening, because I promised I was going to post all these things online for one reason in particular. That is to keep all these memories, so that in time to come, when my children will be big enough, my grandchildren, I can look back and then show it to them. This was me when I traveled to give burial to your grandma, to your great grandma that you guys were not so lucky to meet. So yeah, so even if I don't get any views, even if I get like 1 view, 2 views, I am fine. I've already promised to document these things online, because my phone can get lost, anything can happen. I know I have a lot of pictures previously in my life that I cannot access them again because my laptop got spoiled, my phone got lost, it got stolen. So this day and age, I'm going to document everything I feel like is important to me online, be it YouTube, be it Facebook. So yeah, that's what was happening here. By this time I was done with checking, hop on the flight, and it was already moving. As you can see, we were already in the air. I just said, okay, I need to look good a little bit before they start sharing. So yeah, Qatar Airways is very nice. I actually recommend them. I love their services, I love their staffs. At this point, we were somewhere very close to touch down Qatar. I think Qatar. I think we were touching down Qatar by at this point. So yeah, it's always very beautiful when you sit by the window aisle and you can just see all these good things. And yeah, this was the screen in front of me, and this is when the cloud became very cloudy. For some reason, I just love the rainbow that came up, and I was able to watch it anyway. So yeah, and before you know it, we had arrived Qatar Hamad International Airport, Doha, Qatar, and this airport is beautiful and massive. I'm telling you. But I was literally running because I had very little. I think I had like 2 hours 30 minutes, and our flight was somehow delayed. So we were like 30 minutes or how many minutes late to arrive, so I had to rush. I just said no, I had to take few videos because I know I was recording the entire process. So I took some videos while I was still on my way. So I made my way up to the transfer section. One thing I also love about the Hamad International Airport is that their direction is very straightforward. You can literally just go anywhere you want to go, and by any point you want to ask questions, the staffs are always there to answer. At least in my own experience, I love the view of this place. It just feels like a greenhouse within the airport. Yeah, so I'm happy I was able to take a video of this place, even though I couldn't take some pictures when I arrived. But yeah, because I was literally running. I think here I was on the escalator and recording this particular scene. So yeah, when I got to Qatar International Airport, the next thing was for me to find my connecting flight to Port Harcourt. So, and then I was able to locate it. We checked in and then we moved again. One thing I would like to tell everybody is that I'm very much grateful for the number of subscribers I still have. Even while I wasn't posting continuously or not even posting like my regular educative videos, I still notice that people are still subscribed to my channel. People are still asking questions. People are still dropping comments. To be serious, I remember when I started this YouTube channel, I was literally begging people to take me to 500 subscribers, to 1000 subscribers, and now we are on 1700 subscribers, and that for me is massive growth. It means that 1700 people in this world are constantly on my channel, and I have a lot of other viewers who are not yet subscribed. Top, seriously, I'm very grateful to all of you guys. Thank you so much for finding my channel worthy. Like I said, the next videos that will be coming after this one is going to be videos on how the preparation went by. I'm still going to be doing a voiceover. Reason is that most of the recordings we're using our dialect, and I know a lot of you are not from Akwa Ibom state, so you cannot understand the dialect. So I'm going to be using English to do a voiceover. I may still leave the original videos on a very low tone so that those who understand it can understand, and those who don't understand will listen to the voice note that I'm going to play. I just don't know how to translate things from dialect to English directly using the YouTube app. But yeah, if you've watched up to this point, thank you so much. From here onward, after we bought the flight from Qatar to Port Harcourt, I really couldn't record as much again. I don't know, I just got overwhelmed by the feelings after that, and then immediately I landed at Port Harcourt airport. I just couldn't pick up my phone to record anything again. I became so overwhelmed. I started crying. In fact, the immigration officers, when they saw me, they were like, "Madam, what's going on?" I couldn't talk. I could only nod. Yeah, but I thank God that everything that we planned for went on successfully, and I'm going to be posting all those videos. Thank you so much for staying here. Thank you so much for supporting me, and to all my friends, thank you for coming over to make my stay in Nigeria very successful. I'm so much grateful to you, and I hope we continue in this way. Thank you. See you next. Bye bye.